Hi friends, welcome to Agro Africa YouTube channel. If you've not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe now and also click on the like icon. You will agree with me when I say that the agricultural sector in Nigeria is most times ignored, particularly rice farming. And these is because we assume or see it as a toilsome and tedious process, and then we shy away from it without thinking of how lucrative rice farming and production could be in Nigeria. That's why we concentrate so much on the importation of rice, which happens to be the most consumed food in Nigeria. Rice is by far the most consumed food staple in Nigeria, and it can be prepared in various forms like the popular white rice and stew, jollof rice, pounded rice, etc. You simply cannot doubt the usefulness of rice in most countries around the world. Business overview. One of the very good thing about rice farming is that it takes less than 4 months between planting and harvesting. Therefore, whatever amount you invested now, you're sure of your return within the next 4 months, guaranteeing the possibility for quick loan repayments if you take loan to invest in rice farming. Rice farming is straightforward and requires not much expertise. Anyone can cultivate and harvest rice, irrespective of your experience and background in rice business. Rice is a very high-yield crop. 1 acre of rice farm is capable of producing over 100 bags of rice. Over the year, Nigeria rice consumption has been massively increasing. And the number one reason is because rice is one of the major types of food which almost every Nigerian takes. Soil requirement and water. Choose lands that are fertile and are high in water retention capacity. Lands that are swampy, clayey, and or contains organic matter like loamy soil. Rice planting. The planting time for the forest area and the savanna area differs a little. In the forest area, plant rice in mid-March to mid-April, after 3 good spots of rain. In the savanna area, plant rice in mid-May to mid-June. You can either practice direct seeding into the farm, or you can first plant it in the nursery then transplant it to the farm. For direct seeding, this processing is either by broadcasting or dibbling. Start by dividing the field into plots of 50 or 100 meters square and then construct small bunds. For your seeding rate, it can be 60 kilograms per hectare by dibbling, 80 to 100 kilograms per hectare by broadcasting, and 50 to 65 kilograms per hectare by drilling in rows spaced 30 centimeter apart. For nursery rising, put seeds into gunny bags and soaked in water for 24 hours. After soaking, place it under shade still covered in gunny bags. Sprinkle water over seed after intervals and turn with hands about 3 times in a day for adequate aeration and to avoid heat damage. After about 36 to 48 hours, the seeds sprout and are ready for sowing. Transplanting of nursery seedlings to farmland. This starts after 21 days. This is done by uprooting the seedlings. Uproot seedlings by holding at the same times between thumb and forefinger at the base of the culms and pull sideways. Transplant 2 to 3 seedlings per hill. Spacing should be 20 centimeters between rows and 15 to 20 centimeter between plants. Fertilizer and weeding. For transplanted seedlings, apply 200 kilograms per hectare, 4 bags, of NPK. Carefully puddle in the soil prior to transplanting. Then after transplanting, apply another 100 kilograms, 2 bags, of urea per hectare broadcast at 30 days. For direct seedlings, apply 100 kilograms per hectare as basal fertilizer, 2 to 3 weeks after the appearance to facilitate an integration of fertilizer into the soil. You can also apply 50 kilograms of urea per hectare 5 weeks after sowing. In areas where acidity is high, do not use sulfate of ammonia but use other sources of nitrogen, e.g. urea. If you are confused, you can visit any agro store for a better recommendation. The sooner the first weeding is done, the better. The first weeding can and should be done within 2 to 3 weeks after appearance, using hoe instead of a cutlass. The second weeding should be done 6 to 7 weeks after the appearance. Chemical control of weed. You can also use chemicals like Tamaris TMPL, Rinster TMPL, Gramish TM, or Risane TMAT to control the weed. Choose the one that you think will work best for you. Tips to start rice farming business. 1. Select your site. Swampy land saves you the capital and stress of irrigation. Although rice can be planted in both upland dry condition and lowland swamp and irrigated, but it has been shown that rice produces more on lowland swamp or irrigated soil. So, go for swampy land. Get the land prepared by clearing and using tractors to properly till the soil surface in readiness for the actual transplanting of your rice seedling. 2. Preparing the soil for suitable farming. To prepare your land for rice production in Nigeria, you should do it from November to February. During this time, there will be less rain in Nigeria, so your land should be ready from February when raining season might start approaching. Clear and pack bushes, using a hoe to remove bushes and weeds and to expose the rhizomes of perennial weeds to the heat of the sun. But if your land is in the savanna region, your land preparation can start in February. For those who are using forest areas or new areas, cut and stump big trees and roots before plowing. After that, disc harrow twice with the first rains from late February to an early March to make good slope if the land is flat. Plow twice and disc harrow once if land is sloppy. Before final harrowing, apply basal fertilizer. Divide the field into plots of 50 or 100 meters square. And also level the land to reduce erosion. Choose right varieties of rice to plant. Some popular varieties of rice grown in Nigeria are upland rice, lowland rice, and Fatima rice. It is important that you manually choose your rice to prevent choosing an unhealthy type. If you need recommendations on the varieties of rice to plant, then you should visit any International Institute of Tropical Agriculture, IITA, nearest to you. They will be glad to help. 3. Varieties of rice and their yield. The healthier the seeds, the higher it will produce. Look for the improved variety and do the seed selection. Don't just plant the seeds indiscriminately, discriminate among the seeds and go for the best. Good rice production practice requires that you manually select the seeds. Lack of seed selection is one major reason local farmers produces very little. If you select the best of rice seeds, your harvest would be well worth the time and energy invested in selecting the seeds. 4. Control the pest in your rice farm. Birds, rodent, termites, and armyworm are most times the problems that you might face. For birds control, you can scare them away manually by employing people to this from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. first 2 weeks after planting, and from heading to harvesting. For rodent control, you can kill them with snap traps. For termites control, destroy all dead woods and plant deposits by burning. And you can also locate termite mounds and destroy them by spraying No-Goes 50 at the rate of 30 ml per 4.51 of water. For armyworm control, spray Gamalin 20 or Carbaryl, Vetex 85, at the rate of 1.68 kilograms in 225 liters gallons, of water per hectare. 5. Harvesting. You can harvest your rice in the next 4 months when your rice turn from green to brown, straw color. Thresh carefully immediately after harvest to avoid losses. You can use whacking frames or mechanical devices. Thresh on a mat or tarpaulin over the concrete floor by beating rice against the floor, or against a stick or drum. Things to take note of during harvesting. 1 *, do not thresh on a bare floor. Thresh carefully and avoid dehusking the grains. Damaged grains become stained and colored after parboiling and milling. 2 asterisk After rice harvesting, you should grow leguminous plants like beans, peas, lentils, soya etc. and also plow rice residues into the soil. This serve as organic matters and helps in maintaining the soil nutrients for another planting. Make sure you subscribe and like the video if you find it helpful.